How's it once again? My hashtag WeStillMUSTunite, Familia and Ohana. Yoko Dwayne Sosa back with you. Welcome back to the channel and mahalo for tuning in to today's video. And in this video, we're talking about this little event going on. It's scheduled for January 17th, 2021 at 12 p.m. Washington Memorial to the White House. It's calling for an armed march on Capitol Hill and all 50 state capitals. By now, most of you have heard about this either via the online community, one way or another, or for those of you still following the narrative, you've probably heard about this in the mainstream media. Now, this is the Samantha Marika found this flyer and posted it to her Twitter. And what do you notice about this flyer? Okay, we've gone through some of the details. Here's the big ass title and the intro: When Democracy is Destroyed, and some more info here. But what do you notice is missing? What do you notice is missing? I'll give you a minute. That's right. No organization has attached itself to this event, scheduled for, again, January 17th, 2021 at 12 p.m. Washington Memorial to the White House and all 50 state capitals. They're calling for people to get armed, especially those of you who are Donald Trump supporters. Calling for you guys to gather at either Washington D.C. or your respective state capital and refuse to be silenced. But again, as I just mentioned, no organization has attached itself to this event. In fact, all this alphabet soup gang right here, alphabet soup gang, not even they mention the organizers of this event. FBI bulletin claims threat of armed protests and a huge uprising if Trump is removed. This posted to RT.com January 11th, 2021. The FBI reportedly claimed an armed group is planning an uprising in Washington and all 50 state capitals if U.S. President Donald Trump is removed before his term in office expires, as the Democrats announced an impeachment push. The Bureau has received information about an identified armed group intending to travel to Washington, D.C. on 16th January. They have warned that if Congress attempts to remove the president via the 25th Amendment, a huge uprising will occur, according to an internal bulletin obtained somehow by ABC News Radio reporter Aaron Katersky. The FBI has received information about an identified armed group intending to travel to Washington, D.C. on January 16th. They have warned that if Congress attempts to remove POTUS via the 25th Amendment, a huge uprising will occur. According to a bulletin obtained by at ABC, Aaron Katersky, January 11th, 2021. Katersky claims the group, which has not been identified publicly, is calling for the storming of state, local, and federal administrative buildings if Trump is removed before January 20th, when Democrat Joe Biden will be inaugurated as the next U.S. president. Now, what does that tell you guys? They don't have they supposedly they know the name of the group. They're not releasing it publicly. But as we can see here, it's not even posted on this flyer. So, who do you think is actually perpetrating this whole event? I'll give you a minute. I'll give you another minute. That's right. As the title of this video suggests, United States Incorporated actors at play. United States Incorporated actors at play. It's more than likely that one of the alphabet soup gangs within the corporation of the United States of America is trying to instigate some kind of conflict between authorities and armed Americans. And as you can see by this thread here on Twitter, on Samantha Marika's Twitter account, even she's saying the same thing. This is a trap. Don't go. No one even knows who's in charge of this. Mark Dice says fake flaggy or Psy-Op. And it probably is. So, like, think about it, yeah? No organization is attached to this, but they're trying to get people to go to either Washington, D.C. and march on the Capitol, or go to your respective state capital and march on the Capitol there. What's going to happen when authorities meet up with these armed Americans? Yeah, these armed citizens. Something might happen. People might lose their lives. Then what happens? The same thing that happened after 9/11. We're going to see more stricter gun control. In this case, we're going to see more stricter gun control, maybe gun confiscation after that, in that whatever state something pops off in, whether it be DC or one of the other 50 states. If something were to happen either in DC or one of the other 50 states, we're going to see a whole lockdown. We're going to lose a lot more freedoms that we've already lost. We've already lost freedoms due to this COVID-19 pandemic. We're going to lose even more if something pops off on January 17th, either at DC or one of the 50 state capitals. It's going to be just like 9/11, when they brought in the Patriot Act, because they used trauma-based mind control to fool us into accepting the Patriot Act, because we wanted security and safety, and we were upset that all those people lost their lives on the day of 9/11. So we allowed them to bring in the Patriot Act, and what did the Patriot Act do? It actually took away a lot of our freedoms. It installed the security, the higher security that we have, like at the airports with TSA, Department of Homeland Security, and it's allowed surveillance to be a lot more prevalent. And the same thing is going to happen here on the 7th, after the 17th, should something happen on the 17th. Like I said, a lot more gun control, possibly gun confiscation. Who knows what else, right? Maybe curfews, martial law. Because they've been wanting martial law. You've heard me say this, especially on my main channel, a whole lot of times. They're just itching. The corporation of the United States of America, the heads of the corporation are just itching to bring in martial law, so that way they can control us even more. And if you go to this and you're armed and something happens, you might be the cause of the true fall of this society. I was going to say country, but it's not a country because it's a corporation, remember? So, as Samantha Marika says, this is a trap. You can go and protest, but I wouldn't advise being armed. Protest, yeah, if you want, even though protests don't really do nothing. I mean, I protest, but for me it was something. But we all know protests really don't go nowhere. But you have that right. So if you do go, just be careful. Yeah, don't start nothing with the authorities. Even though authorities are nothing more than order followers, but it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. I mean, Most people aren't. A lot of people aren't going to show up to this. I don't think, but there might be some who do, and they might be armed, and something might pop off, and that's it for all of us, for the rest of us. Yeah, there goes your Second Amendment rights. They're going to seize your guns, martial law, curfews, and who else knows, right? So if something does pop off, it's going to restrict a lot of our few freedoms that we have left, and it's going to be a whole different new normal after that. So that's the video I got for you today. And yeah, these are interesting times. These are interesting times indeed. So watch out for this fake flaggy Psy-Op that might pop off on the 17th, perpetrated probably, in my estimation, by the corporation of the United States of America, by one of their alphabet soup gangs. As always, my hashtag WeStillMUSTunite, Familia and Ohana. Till next video, stay safe, stay vigilant, peace, and aloha.